Hello and welcome to Desert Rat Fiber Arts. I'm Desert Rat, but you can call me Lloyd. Okay, today we are going to work on a fleece study for 2023. Sorry I missed out last week. It was just nuts around the house here. But we're going to keep going. And today we start the English collection. And to start it all out, we're going to be working with Bluefaced Leicester, or BFL, as it's also known as. So there we go. This is a lovely brown and white kind of color. So yeah, let's see what we got here. So field guide to fleece. Here's our Bluefaced Leicester. Here's a picture of the sheep. You can see them there. I don't know, they kind of remind me of llamas with the way their ears stick up. And I've got a nosy cat outside the room if you can't hear him. Anyways, let's learn a little bit about this. The origin is from England. Fleece weight is 2 1/4 to 4.5 pounds, or 1 to 2 kilograms. Staple length is 3 to 6 inches, which is 8 to 15 centimeters. Fiber diameter says 24 to 28 microns. A natural color is mostly white with occasional blacks and grays. The Bluefaced Leicester is initially developed in the early 20th century, was only introduced to North America in the 1970s. It belongs to the English longwool family, a large and important group that may be descended from some of the sheep brought into England by the Romans. Interesting. Okay, Bluefaced Leicester, favored among fiber lovers for its lustrous, silky longwool fleece. Bluefaced Leicester is also one of the most predictable fleeces available in terms of grade, fiber length, and fleece weight. Often given the shorthand title BFL, it's a fairly easy to find uniform fleece with no kemp or hair and a distinctly springy appearance in the locks. Locks can be slippery to prepare, so less experienced spinners should start with commercially prepared top, loosen the top before spinning. Okay, effects of dyes. It takes dye colors clearly. Best uses, incredibly versatile. Wool from the Bluefaced Leicester is fine enough to be comfortable next to the skin, yet durable and long wearing. It blends well with other fibers, adding resilience to silk or mohair while maintaining drape and luster. Use it to make soft but hard wearing sweaters, socks, mittens, and hats, as well as nicely draping woven fabrics for clothing and household use. So, sounds like an interesting breed. Now, I have spun Bluefaced Leicester in the past before. I had a hand-painted comb top that I'd spun, and it was very sticky. Now, it was probably matted a little bit. I probably needed to open it up a bit more, steam it or something. It wasn't a super pleasant spin on that. I mean, it wasn't horrible. So I'm blaming the prep. Maybe something happened with the dyeing that kind of felted it a little bit or something. It did turn out to be a lovely yarn though when it was finished. So we're going to take a look at this stuff here. The cat really wants in here. So, I get it out of the package. What is sticking? There we go. Just pull that out. Trying to pull a card is what I was doing. You put that aside. Oh, and again, I purchased this out of my own pocket, so I'm not being sponsored in any way, shape, or form. But if you are wanting to try these out yourself, I will have a link in the description below. I did purchase them off of Etsy from Hearthside Fibers. So the link will be in the description below where you can get to the English collection. And in the previous ones, I had the links to the international collection that was in there. So, first glance, it is very soft. Tiny bit of VM in here, nothing worth worrying about. Let's pull off a lock here. I might pull off one a little further down. Okay, so it's 3 to 6 inches. I'm saying this is probably closer to 6. And let's see what we got here. About 5. Still not too bad. About 5-inch locks here, or staple. So let me go ahead and put some of that aside. I got some of my original there. Alright, so let me get my wheel set up. It's already here. I just got to get it turned sideways and make sure it's ready to go. And then we'll spin this up and apply it. And then tomorrow, after it's been wet set, we'll take a look at the finished yarn. I'm going to do a short back draw on this. It's just what I always do. And I think it's probably best to try to do all these the same anyways. Just so we can kind of compare the results of the different fibers together instead of trying to do something different for each one. So let me get that set up and we'll get to spinning. Okay, it's the next day. The yarn has been wet finished, hung up to dry, and here we go. We have about 8 wraps per inch. We got about 40 yards out of it, so it came out pretty good. So it's still an Aran weight. Got a little bit more yardage out of it. It is fairly squishy. Got a nice bit of stretch. A fair amount of drape to it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful fiber. It is very soft. Now, I did run into some camp in there, even though the book said there should be no camp in it. So just a tiny bit, but it could be stuff that was left over in the machine from a different fiber they had processed. So keep that in mind. But even so, it was so minuscule of an amount you could just pick it out easily as you're spinning if you're so inclined to do so. So, would I spin BFL again? Absolutely. I would love to get an entire fleece of this. It would be fun to play with. It spun so well. It wanted to spin very fine. And I wish I was a better spinner so I could try spinning, some like sock weight yarn or something out of it. I'll get there eventually. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful yarn. It's a beautiful fiber. I can see why people really love working with BFL. So, next week, and hopefully I'm not going to be behind again. I might try to record in advance so that we're not skipping any weeks again. But next week, we're going to be looking at Devon. There's the Devon top that we have here. And yeah, it just says from England. No specific point, whether it's from Wales or Scotland or anything like that. So I don't know if any of these are actually going to be marked that way. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. See what's all up with that one. So until next time, happy crafting.